Hey, what's up? This is J Lucky Henry. So today we're going to talk about a couple issues with your fence. If you're going to sell, you better solve these issues. All right, get ready. This is J Lucky Henry, Keller Williams agent in the greater Boston area. You won't believe how many people need to get real. REAL, Real Estate Explained, amazingly by Lucky in 90 seconds, give or take. Welcome back, it's J Lucky Henry. So we're talking about the fence. Before you sell, what does a fence got to do with selling? Everything. It defines your property lines. So buyers like to visually be able to see what exactly they're going to be taking ownership of. Now, buyers will look for any reason to negotiate. If your fence looks dilapidated, if your fence looks like there's animals burrowing underneath it, whether that be groundhogs, squirrels, snakes, raccoons, coyotes, I don't know. Right? It could be anything. Buyers will make up any scenario to negotiate and lower the price down. So let's not give them any. Let's cover in those holes. Let's make sure the fence is standing up straight. If it's a painted fence, let's make sure it's got a nice fresh coat of paint. I know this seems silly, but make sure you know who owns the fence. You're like, what? Why would? I've been on some property sites before where let's say two houses, their yards are back to back, and there's a fence just dividing the two of them. And the seller actually isn't sure if it's his fence or the other person's fence. And it's a kind of an old fence. And it's like, okay, is this an expense the buyer is going to take on when they buy it or not? This eyesore needs to be remedied, and what can the buyer do to remedy it? Can they solve the problem or not? Because if it's your fence, when you sell it, they can. But if it's not your fence, they can't. So know the answer to questions like that. Seems simple, but just going to stress it out. And the last thing to do with the fences is also get creative if you want to. Hang some plants off of them, right? We talked about landscaping here, right? Hang some plants off of them. Maybe make your fence out of all plants if you want to. If you're moving into a house recently, right? Here's a good investment strategy. Start to buy slowly but surely some little hedges and stuff and decorate the exterior line of your property and make a fence with some hedges if the design taste, of course, calls for that. This way you have some equity in those plants later, right? See how I use that word from the last videos, right? And then check that series out, equity, if you haven't yet, right? Gain some equity in those plants. They'll grow nice, big, and tall if you pick the right plants, and then have a beautiful oasis, secluded. So let's be real. The purpose of fences, right, are to define property lines, but also to give you some privacy. Now, these little fences with that see-through wire mesh stuff, it's barely defining the property line because it's dilapidated, and it ain't giving you no privacy. So let's find ways to create privacy and/or define property lines with the fences like they were intended to, so the buyers could pay you that premium before you sell it. All right, it's been real. It's been 90. Gotta go. We'll be back tomorrow with another video. This is J Lucky Henry, and I'm here to keep it real with you. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, call or text 978-712-0244 and make sure you subscribe to my channel for more.